Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Muscle News and Merlin Bodybuilding Podcast. My buddy Eric. Hey, Eric, how's it
How
going?
you doing? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling out here in Las Vegas. Well, I shouldn't say chilling because it's still hot as hell,
It's
but
crazy, crazy, crazy.
still over 100 degrees here. But
I,
I can't wait for the cooler weather, I must
yeah,
say.
I listen. I didn't mind the winter when I used to live in Toronto with all that snow, and I love the winter here because it gets a bit colder and it's a bit windy, but it rains. But I love the winter. Everything gets greener, and then the summers too. It's becoming, I don't know, it's changed in the last 20 years, I mean, it's so hot, it's
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing is last year, 2024's summer was actually hotter than this summer. It was like every day was like 115 degrees.
crazy.
And then this year it wasn't quite as bad, but it's still once you're over 100 degrees, it's
You,
just
you
it's
can't
just hot. But
you can't do anything outside, everything bugs you, it's
yeah, I just can't go in my car, turn the air conditioning on,
yeah,
go to the gym, park as close as I can. I sweat walking from my car to the
I
gym.
know. It's crazy. You breathe and you feel your lungs getting, it's hot. It's just hot air, so
But like you said about in Malta, like the fall winters here are really nice
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm from New York, and while I don't want to go back to snow and stuff, I do like it when it gets down to like the 40s, and
Yeah.
for me like that, it's amazing because people here in Vegas, I guess who have maybe like always lived here,
Yeah.
it'll be like 60 degrees and they'll be all bundled up like they're
Yeah, yeah,
freezing,
yeah,
and I'll
yeah,
be like still in a t-shirt, like this feels
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. And the thing here in Malta, lots of buildings are limestone, so they're like basically white, beige, yellowish white, and the sun reflects from it. It's like everywhere you look, it's like heat. It's like
Yeah.
so. Anyways, we
But
have
anyway, we got a good show today, right? We got a
a
lot of stuff
busy
to
a
talk
busy
about.
show. What is it? Episode 16?
I think this is 16.
Is it 16? Yeah, I think it's
I
16.
think this
Yeah.
is 16.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had Flex on 16, David on 14, Phil on 15. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Flex, I saw a post. His family members got in a bad accident. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I think
Broken
they're going to be
bones.
okay.
Yeah, broken bones, shoulders and the collarbone and stuff. And when I saw it, I was like, can anything else? I mean, this guy, it's
It's really unfortunate. I mean, Flex has definitely had, as we know,
yeah,
a
bad
rough a
luck.
rough time of it, and it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he had his own big car accident many years ago, and now
yep, yeah,
that's scary when something happens. So
yeah.
prayers from us to Flex and his family for sure.
I was flipping through and I saw, that thing wrapped around the pole or whatever it was, and I was like, God, something else. But anyways, um, there was some big competitions last weekend, right? There was the Pro Muscle Show in Italy.
That
Obviously,
was
uh,
an interesting competition.
yeah, there was a shock win, and on the other side of the fence, our friend David that we interviewed a couple of weeks ago won the Mr. World Championships because it was like split in two. So he ended up winning.
Yep.
I think he was quite dominant, and and he was taking some pictures with Milos's guy. What's his name? That's having trouble getting into the US. He's Olympian.
Oh, but Baru,
Belarus, yeah, he was there.
Bruce,
He was there taking photos. Listen, these guys, they don't care of what federation they're in. They're all buddies, and one guy's happy
the
there. The other
bodybuilders.
guy's
It's a
happy there.
brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah, they're all brothers of iron. So he was happy. I mean, Belarus started the same federation, but unfortunately, he had his dream to go to the Olympia, and it's not as easy as it sounds. That's the problem.
Who know? Hopefully, Hadi Chupin makes it here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. He's supposed to. I don't think Hardy has a problem, but with the way they're going on, it's crazy, huh? It's just things change from day to day. So
yeah, things change from day to day. But I was
hopefully,
really happy for David. He
yeah,
looked fantastic. He looked
yeah. It was so
full, hard.
yeah,
We have
unbelievable.
pictures of him from
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. We can't show his stuff now before we get into ours,
Yeah,
and
let's talk. Let's show
yeah, let's
Dave
talk
real
about
quick
David.
because
Yeah, yeah,
he became a really good friend of ours on that
yeah,
show.
Yeah. He keeps sending me, what do you think? What do you think? It's like,
Yeah, he's a
and
really great he's a great guy. I so enjoyed that interview.
yeah,
I told everybody to watch that interview, even if you don't know who he is, just get to know him because
just
he's a
fun. If you wanna,
such a cool guy. And
a
now we
full,
all know that we're supposed to drink whiskey before workouts
yeah.
and train every body part every day.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so let me share this.
And he had some rough competition there.
Yeah, there were some great guys there. You're seeing
There
this?
was
Yes.
some really good guys there.
Yeah. This is I think it's a compulsory. This is not his posing routine, it's the
And to
compulsory.
remind everybody, he's not classic
Yeah,
bodybuilding. It's just those short
Sean
sleeves
Ray
they have
was
to wear.
the first to comment. And then I sent him a private message like Sean. It's and even David wrote, it's this is bodybuilding open bodybuilding, but in the United Emirates where he is in Furia,
That's the
because of the
rule everywhere.
religion, they cannot have bodybuilding posing trunks. They have to
Yeah,
wear the classic. So
right.
basically, they have to hide their bum.
Yeah, because a lot of
So
people will look at him and go, "That's not classic."
yeah,
No,
that's
it's not. It's not classic. Where in his federation? Yeah,
yeah. That in that country you cannot wear. Maybe in that city you
yeah,
cannot wear
that's it.
bodybuilding posing trunks.
Yeah, that's just a rule.
Yeah.
But look at his physique though. Look at those legs.
No, incredible. Yeah.
Look at the fullness in his his
Yeah.
abs, and he's got a nice flat stomach.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
this one. You're seeing this? These are the photos. You're seeing this, Eric?
yeah,
Okay. This is
yep.
Mika. This guy took over after Crizio left.
He looks, doesn't he look like Crizio?
Yeah, a smaller version. Yeah.
His smaller version, because Crizio
In
looking
fact,
nuts.
um, there was one competition I thought he had Crizio, but Crizio, they ended up giving him the title at the Arnold Classic Europe. And he's a fantastic bodybuilder as well. But I think, David is just fuller, bigger,
He's
and
just got more roundness and fullness
yeah,
to his
yeah.
muscle bellies. And I don't even think those pictures right there are even doing him justice.
No,
But
no, no.
he
East Labs, they take fantastic photos, but I mean, always when you're seeing photos, it's something different than
yeah, no, it's not the fault of the photographer. Sometimes it's the
yeah,
lighting,
the
sometimes it's
lighting and
just
stuff.
but
Dave was amazing, but the thing with Mika, he has a a horrible and fantastic story. Like I don't know which came first. He had a bad leg injury, then he had tongue cancer, and he still came back and won the title.
I know he's amazing.
He's a fighter. Uh, I think he'll be back. Trying to
Oh,
win.
he's only going to get better. He just has to looks like he just needs to bring up his upper body a little bit. And
Yeah,
now, of course,
his legs.
that's nitpicking because we're talking about some of the best in the world. But
Yeah,
right there, you can really see the difference in the upper body, the fullness
yeah.
that David has. But I'm really happy for David. He
David was looking
looks great,
looking fantastic. I don't know if this is his posing routine.
and he's such a super happy guy. He just loves his
Yeah,
life. He loves bodybuilding. He loves his lifestyle.
yeah.
Look at those legs. His legs impress me. When he just stands there, flexes them, and the striations pop out everywhere.
He's relaxed, not shaking, breathing well. The abs are in. Some guys wrote comments like, "This is third tier bodybuilding." Like, come on, man, this is not third tier
This is
bodybuilding. This is
not third tier bodybuilding. This
this
guy
is
would do well in
world class
any
bodybuilding.
show,
Yeah,
any pro show. Nobody's saying that he would be Mr. Olympia, but I mean, he
no,
definitely would be.
he would be in
He
there.
definitely can compete in any federation,
Yeah,
any pro
two on
level.
two. I think he would be. I don't know. I forgot his weight, but you know, he would look good. You
He
know.
would be very, very tough in a 2-1-2 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he's a great guy, and I'm
yeah.
really happy for him. I'm really happy to see that he won that show.
I'm happy for him, and he's going to compete another. He has another two shows, huh?
Yeah,
Uh, the Venus Classic or something. It's another pro show, and then he's going to prep for the. That's a big show, the Siberian Pro Show in Russia. That's huge. Their stage is like amazing, and it's really high level. The Russians get into that one, and that's a fantastic show as well. He's going to be competing there, and we'll see what happens.
yeah. Well,
We'll have some
we'll
good
watch him.
competition, huh? We'll have some good competition, but competition's good. So we'll see what happens. Then I want to show you this. It's a nice gesture of sportsmanship as well. So, this is a great picture. Look at that. You know,
Yep, that is a great
that's a
picture. That
great
is,
picture of both of them there. Mike,
that's the way it should be.
that's the way it should be. But we compete
Because
against
with
each other.
bodybuilding, all that the bodybuilders do, all that their only job is to come into the show in their best possible shape, and
Yeah,
then they don't have any control after that. So you have to
nothing,
just
nothing.
congratulate each other and be happy for
That's
each
it.
other, and that's the way it should be. You can't be mad at another
No,
competitor for
you can't.
beating you.
You can't. So that's David. Congratulations to him. Um, moving on to the Italian show.
This one
So
was an interesting one.
we learn about Earth moving over to the open class from
Classic.
classic.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, when he was in classic, I saw his arm development was a bit lagging. You know, when he moved up, uh, it filled in more the way I saw it. Let me get a picture of him before we show the video. Uh, I think he has a comparison. I put up a picture of him and Dorian because I saw them. When you look at them really fast, they resemble each other. I was getting,
A
people saying,
lot that comparison's been made several times on the internet.
yeah,
The
and
Dorian.
I put it up, and it really people started talking about it, and it was fun. People are saying, anyways.
But let's be serious. Let's not quite compare him to Dorian
No,
Yates
no, you
anytime
can't.
yet.
It's just the look. The
The look. No, I know. I'm
that,
just saying, but we're
yeah, yeah.
not by any means, we're not saying that he compares to Dorian, one of the best bodybuilders that ever lived.
I don't even think it's not even on his. I thought he had a comparison up. Let me see. Let me just try here. Who, who is the best? Let me just check here. If he put one up of, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Look at that. That's a huge difference.
Wow, I mean, he just looks like he added another person to himself, but
Unbelievable. Now
he
this is
looks he looks
last year.
fantastic, but forget
Yeah,
about his terrible hair in that last one. But
yeah, that's
I mean,
last
he
year.
looked fantastic as classic too. I mean, he looks great there. But
But he really filled out, huh?
he looks, I mean, in his legs, I mean, he looks like he's about 30 pounds heavier, I would say.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Um, it's like he's let me get his posing routine up. We'll start with him. Or do you want to see the, the photos, or we'll put up his video? Put up his video while we're
We'll put
talking.
up his video last. Let's look at some of the photos
All
with
right. So let me go to the MPC website. All right. So we got Earth here.
do we have any comparisons, or you said no, we don't have comparisons?
Comparisons, I have a video. Want to
Oh, okay. All
put
right.
up that one?
Yeah, let's see the comparisons. That's what I really want to see. Because the top four was a rough top four. I mean, that was a good top four.
So here we go. Let me share this. So this is about 2 minutes.
We got Sergio, we got
Yeah.
Hers,
His
we have
V taper is amazing.
Quentin.
Yeah,
Quentin,
Quinn.
what's the name of the guy who's right to Erz's left?
This guy?
No, no, right next to Erz.
Yeah, he plays third.
He plays third, but I forget it. I didn't really know that guy.
Yeah, one sec. Let me tell you. Mark Hector.
Yeah, I didn't really know Mark. Like I didn't really. He really wasn't on my radar.
Yeah, yeah,
He's got some great physique.
yeah.
And then of course you see Sergio in there.
It's like Sergio, he tries to come in. He's always trying, he's getting a bit better, 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 but he's always finding, something better than him, or,
Well, talking about Sergio,
he's not getting any younger as well.
he's starting to get older, but I still think this is his best yet.
Yeah.
I was seeing him in the gym many times training. on his way to the on his way to this show, and he was enormous, and he was conditioned, and I really like Sergio as a person. I was really rooting for him to do well, and for most people, coming in fourth place would be doing well, but for him, it's a complete disappointment.
Yeah. Well, I have a bit of video clipping that.
Yeah, he was very disappointed, and the thing that sucks is that you know the question is with him, and I was actually discussing this with another friend of mine who knows Sergio as well. The question is, has he's getting better, but has he reached an age where now that certain guys are surpassing him,
That's the thing.
and that he came on the scene so strong. He won his first pro show, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
got into the Olympia, but has he gotten to the point now where he can't improve enough to beat some of these guys like an Urs, like a Quinton, you
That's the
know?
thing. That's the thing. I mean, you know, we can go to the NPC gallery. So, we have,
Unfortunately, they don't have a lot on the NPC gallery. They show the same pose a
yeah,
hundred times
yeah.
instead of showing different ones. But
You're seeing this properly? It's on, is it?
yeah, I see it. So I could see all the pictures of hers there. But there's really only like two, like his most muscular, kind of weird, most muscular, and a
You're
front
not
leg
seeing the
spread.
you're not seeing the pop-up. All right, one sec, one sec, one sec. Let me.
No, I don't see the pop up.
All right, all right. So that's my fault. Uh, Thing is, you have to go through them. No, it's not showing the pop-up. That's the thing. Crap. I don't know what's happening. Anyways,
So yeah, but talking about the show itself, what do you think? I mean, if you looked, I mean, I really think the show was really between Urs and Quinton.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
oh wait, first we'll just take a look at his posing routine because
yeah.
the nice thing about Urs is that he also brings classic posing
Of course.
into open bodybuilding, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
He just has very really really nice balance.
Uh, and for a guy moving up to the open, he wasn't nervous, no
No,
pressure. You know what I
no.
mean? So it's like, I
I
think,
don't think he's got I think he's got the kind of personality that's very cool and calm and collected
yeah,
and
yeah,
chill.
yeah. And he's confident as well, so it's like
He's got great confidence on stage, the way
he,
the way he carries himself. It doesn't look like arrogance, it looks like confidence. Look at his glutes though.
yeah, yeah,
He's shaking though, and they got to watch that back calf is shaking quite a bit.
yeah. He might need a bit more, he needs a bit more definition in his back. You can see
I
the,
would definitely say that his back needs to be
yeah,
more defined.
yeah, yeah. But I think he gained so much weight, in a span of a year that now he has to start digging in.
He's got to refine it, yeah, because it's fresh new muscle.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people have asked me, and it's an interesting point to bring out about Urs, and they've been asking me like, what is Urs taking now? What drugs is
Yeah,
he
yeah. But
taking to
he's
get
not
so big?
he's
And
not
and my
yeah, he's not dieting down.
well,
He's
the
not
thing is, I'm telling people that you don't understand that some of these guys are in shape when they're 15, 20 pounds heavier and they suck down
yeah,
to
yeah,
get to a classic weight,
yeah,
similar to what Flex Lewis used to do in a
of
212.
course. Yeah.
He used to tell me all the time, and I'd see pictures. He'd be like, I was shredded and ready to get on stage when I was like 227, and I had to like kill myself to get to 212. So a lot of the muscle that you see on his frame is muscle that he didn't diet off
That's the
anymore.
thing. Yeah. And he
And
always
that,
got he always got big on the off season. So
yeah. So don't, I mean, before people start saying, oh, he started using, 1,000 milligrams of this and this and this,
no,
whatever. It's not that. I mean, did he use a little bit more? I'm sure he did because he
yeah,
was able to not be restricted with weight. But a lot of what you guys are seeing out there is the fact that he didn't have to cardio and diet off all
yeah,
this extra weight when he was already in shape. And Keon will tell you the same thing. I saw what Keon looked like at 230, and he could have stepped on stage at
yeah.
230. He was so, and he has to diet down to 212. So I mean, I'm sure Bumstat, when he would compete, he probably was in shape at
Of course.
255. And
Yeah.
so it's a lot of it is what you have to diet off, and that's why it's good.
And
It's after a while you say, let's move up.
like a lot of guys are saying, oh, he's gonna place top 10 at the end. Listen, I really don't think. he could place top 10, but his body is not where I think it should be for the Olympia, you
I
know?
think that he will get a good look at the Olympia because
Of
people are
course.
excited about him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he'll be like in the second call out. That's my prediction.
Yeah. He
As
might.
long as he, comes in shape again,
Yeah.
he'll be in the second call out, but I don't think he's good. He's definitely not threatening the top six,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
could see him sneaking into that top 10,
I mean,
based on his shape and his presentation.
if he wins Germany, hey, he wins the debut pro show, and if he wins in Germany. But Quinton's going to be there. Um,
Well, that's the thing. I actually studied the show a little bit, and I honestly, if I was, and again, this is just going by,
yeah,
I
let me
wasn't
put
sitting in
Quinton
the
on here.
audience and I wasn't judging, but going by photos and going by video, I had Quentin winning the show.
Yeah, I mean
I,
Quinton looks.
I mean, this is the best he ever looked.
Yeah,
He hardened up. Look at look at that physique. Look at that waist.
yeah, yeah.
Look at that front double bicep, his thighs. I mean, to me,
I think they
this
could have gave it to him as well. Huh?
this guy, I think, should have won. That's who I think should have won. Look at his
Now,
glutes.
the thing he has going against him now in Germany, it's Ursa's hometown.
Well,
So
that's the thing. I feel like, you know, Urs is gonna probably win Germany too because it's on his home turf. And this is where it bothers me that, Quentin, how many seconds has Quentin already had?
a lot,
And where he's gotten
three or
like maybe
four.
3 or 4 already?
Yeah, yeah,
This guy deserves to be on the Olympia stage. And this is where I say that if a competitor has already qualified
yeah.
and then they do a show and they win again, I think the second place guy or girl should qualify. That's my opinion.
I mean, this year he's in this great condition. Doesn't mean next year that he's going to be in that condition. You know what I mean? It's this window, and if he misses it, you never know what happens in the off season. Things happen, Like we
Yep.
always say, life gets involved. I mean,
And I mean, hopefully this guy stays healthy and continues because I think that he's an eventual top six
yeah, yeah,
Olympian because he's got that Sean Roden,
yeah.
Flex Wheelerish type of look to his physique.
Fantastic. You
I
think?
mean, and he
I
keeps
think
improving
I think he
every
looked.
show.
I think he looked a bit sharper than Urs, especially in the back.
He was sharper, and
So
I think he's got more. I personally think he would compare to the other guys on the Olympia stage better than Urs
yeah,
would
yeah.
will.
His back is much more defined, and it's I really like Urs. I
Oh,
love
I
his,
do too. I have nothing
but
against
I
him.
think his body was a bit. It wasn't 100%. He had like that film of water all over him, compared to these guys.
I think he'll come into Germany even harder because I think he's going to get that. He's probably going to have people say your back needs to be a little bit drier and
Yeah,
harder. So he's
yeah,
probably going to go, especially in front of his hometown
yeah.
crowd.
And he knows how to
Um,
diet down. So,
yeah, I mean, look, and he looks great, but I'm like, I think Quentin won a close call there.
yeah.
But I just feel because I want to see Quentin on the Olympia stage, and I'd hate to see him get second again and not be
Look,
qualified.
look, Er's got 3 points in judging and three in finals.
He got
Quentin
straight
got
first.
Quentin got 6 and 6.
Straight first, straight second. So the
Mark,
judges saw it as clear.
yeah, Mark Hector got 9 and 9. Sergio 12-12. Lewis 15-15. Then 18-18, 20. It's like Phil Clayhart probably
I
said,
I was just thinking that, like I was just thinking that how did Phil's like looking at those consistent scores.
yeah, it just keeps going down. It's perfect, Then after
Yeah,
that,
that's pretty clear though that the judges felt about them.
oh god. And then
But
we have our friend Sergio. Let me pop him up here.
and yeah, and let me again say how good Sergio looked amazing to me, and I think this is the best look he's brought in a very long time,
Yeah.
and I hope that he keeps going. I mean, he's starting to look more and more like his dad.
Isn't it true? Yeah.
I think that mustache definitely makes him.
Yeah, yeah. The older he gets, I mean, it's his father, but sometimes you hear him talk, it's like he wants to distance himself from him. Then
Yeah,
he talks
yeah.
about it, then he starts looking like him, the mustache and everything. And it's like it's a love-hate relationship, I
I
think.
think there's a dual feeling with Flair. So he has great affection for his father in some ways, and
Yeah.
in other ways, there's a lot of anger. But that's with a lot of people in a lot of lives. But
I think
uh,
his back had to be a bit more.
his glutes are sharper. His glutes and hams are sharper than his back
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So if I had to critique Sergio here, I think that he could use similar to Urs,
Yeah. This is
that he
fourth
needs a little bit
place.
more depth in the back.
Yeah. This is fourth place. Uh,
But look
yeah.
at his glutes, look at the side of his thigh. He's got great abs. His waist is tight.
Yeah.
He's got great arms and shoulders. Look, I mean, his abs look tight,
Yeah. He's there. I mean, you know.
but man, it's got to be. I feel bad for Sergio because I just know that he came to this show to win it.
Yeah. He always ends up finding the hardest competition, you know.
And he's not going to bother, from what I know, he's not bothering to go to Germany next weekend
Uh,
because
That's the
he's
thing.
facing the same guys.
He does
So,
one show, and if it doesn't go the way or whatever, whatever the outcome, he just, that's the show I planned for, and that's it. I'm going back home. You know.
well, I personally, what my hope is for Sergio is that he stays in shape and then competes at some of the early qualifiers for 2026.
Yeah, that's what he has
And
to do.
then maybe he can do an early qualifier. And if he can maybe qualify at one of those shows, then
Yeah,
he has all of 26 to get better for the
that's the
Olympia.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. But it's either he's living in another country or moving or doing this or doing or starting a new project. It's like, you
He's
know,
always had a lot of things on his plate.
yeah, yeah. So, I think he's trying to lay out the foundations for after bodybuilding, So, but
Yeah, but
meanwhile,
he still very much wants to get back on the. Listen, I watched him. He was training at the Dragon's Lair where I train quite a bit leading up to this show, and I watched him, and he was training with complete intensity and passion. Like there
yeah,
was no, he was laying it all on the table. So I know Sergio wanted it bad, and he's one of those guys when you stand in front of him and you look at him, he looks like wow, like this guy's gonna kill everybody.
yeah.
Um, and then he goes to the stage and he gets that second, or he gets the second, and now he got a fourth, which for him is a
I mean,
he thinks fourth is a complete terrible placing for him. So,
yeah, this says it all, huh? This says it all. Look at him. Look at his face. He didn't even turn around.
well, because he just doesn't believe he
He's
deserves
just
that.
he's like God again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not happy. He's doing the best he can to stay
Yeah, he's
composed.
doing the best he can from not, that what he turns around at the last minute then.
Well, you saw also, I know during the prejudging that him and Urs were bumping elbows a little bit
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
And there was almost like a little Kai Green, Phil Heath thing
yeah,
going on there.
yeah, yeah. I didn't hear him talk about the outcome or anything. He's probably keeping quiet, because maybe after what happened with Phil, I'm not saying that Phil did wrong to talk, but he probably doesn't want to that whole thing of people getting involved and calling him out and all this crap, I mean, people are still going at Phil, even on the
Oh, so even on,
his
I mean, on our channel, I see
yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah, on the channel
negative comments, which I can't
yeah,
stand.
yeah, I know, but I can't really delete them unless they're really bad. The people have their opinion. I try to answer them as well, like saying, listen, this segment of the video has nothing to do with what he's talking about longevity, not about the results. And they still keep that they don't even watch the video. They just see this. They
No, they're just on there. They're just trolling, and they're
yeah,
just
they're
up
just
to
scrolling.
show.
Um,
But
then. In fifth place, we have Lewis Breed. Now, going into this is my Kevin sitting on the sofa watching Netflix.
oh, okay.
When I saw him, and then I think it was his son saying that my father deserved better. And I really think, I don't know, but this guy is a genuine freak.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot on the
Yeah.
posting on Instagram. He is like granite.
Yeah. I mean, his midsection, it's not like refined like inside, but it's just pure muscle. I mean, he's not letting it hang out or anything like that.
I mean, he's definitely not a shape guy.
No,
He's
but
definitely one of those freaky, just thick dudes with grainy muscle,
Yeah.
but you cannot deny that his condition is spot
No.
on.
Incredible. Look at that. When
That's
I
like
saw,
that's a Dorian-esque type of skin right
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Unbelievable.
I think that he probably just gets marked down for not having a great like where like some people say, well, he was in better shape than Sergio, but Sergio has much better shape,
I
symmetry,
mean,
proportion. So
he,
it depends on where the judges,
I
you
mean,
know,
the
but look at the
guy,
glutes.
the guy's a freak, man. Look at, I mean, this is in Texas. Look at that.
He's a beast.
I mean, he's like a Branch Warren.
Right. He's like that type of, and it just depends. That's where opinions come into play
Yeah.
because it's what physique do you prefer to
Yeah, that's
see
the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on stage? Do you
This
want
is like,
somebody who's
yeah, throw him
thicker
next,
and harder, or do you want more
yeah,
symmetry?
like throw him next to Nick Walker type of physique. Um, now this
Yeah,
is his kid, saying,
my dad deserved better.
yeah, he deserved.
Well, that's good. He's rooting for his dad. He should be rooting for his dad.
Yeah. So,
But he's a beast, and he definitely he'll win a pro show one of these days.
no, no, he'll get there. I don't know his history
Look at
because
his
there's so many.
legs. Look at that picture in the middle of his legs on right
This
there.
one,
Look at the
this,
vascularity.
right? This
Either
one.
one, that one or the one below it.
Look at that.
Look at the vascularity on those legs.
That's the thing. Sometimes I think the lighting, the color, you lose this. I think sometimes you lose this definition. I can't understand it. I mean, you see a guy backstage. Look at that. He's gonna explode.
Yeah, the legs. He looks like he's gonna explode.
He just came out of the sauna, I think here.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to come out of the sauna because then your skin heats up and all the veins come to the surface. But
Unbelievable. He's just a freak, you
he's a
know.
freak,
Oh God, this
and
is
that'll always make him popular.
yeah. We got to get it. I think we got to get him on the show one day and just ask him what are you eating?
What are you not eating? Because
Yeah,
like
it's
he
crazy,
looks like
but
his everything he eats absorbs and goes into his veins.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really cool. So we
He may
saw,
have he may have had the best condition in the entire show.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is. It's you want a freak with condition or do you want balance? It's always the same argument when we can
And
keep.
that's why I think Quentin won the show because I think he had it all.
No,
You know,
he was a
he
bit
was
better. He was a bit
very
better.
conditioned,
Yeah.
hard, symmetry, proportion, shape, aesthetics. I think that he deserved that show.
Look, there's this back shot here. I don't know if let me show it to you on the video that we saw. Look at look at that. I think he had a better. I don't know on the posing routine. It looked. I think he was a bit better.
Yeah, I would have reversed this and gone Quentin first and Urs second.
Yeah, and I
That's
don't
what.
think Urs would have said anything. I think
No, I don't think it. Listen. He had a pro debut in the open class to come in
yeah,
second
yeah.
would be
Even the leg,
tremendous.
the sharpness in the legs. I mean, all right, totally different um physique, but you know,
Look at that weight. Look at how tight Quentin's waist is.
yeah,
Look how flat and tight it is.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Urs, I think if he's not careful, he has to watch his waist, huh?
Urs needs to not gain any more weight and now refine, refine, refine.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We have to see.
listen, congratulations to him. He's a nice guy. I've met him before at Dragon's Lair, and he's a cool dude. And whatever, I'm happy for him.
And I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do Germany as well.
Oh.
Urs is doing Germany.
Urs and Quentin's doing the top three are doing Germany.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for while we're talking. I think there's a lineup somewhere. I saw it before we started the show.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know the top three are going there too. I just wish Sergio would go too, but he's not going.
yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. So schedule, pro schedule. Um, so what's it's Germany, right?
Yeah, it's a German pro.
The German pro. That's It's the Europa Pro Championships, right? Yeah, that's the Europa Pro Champ. Dennis James.
So it's the Euro Pro
Yeah,
Championships in Germany. Okay.
it's Dennis James show. Wow.
Oh, that's right. It's Dennis's show.
Yeah,
Correct.
huge lineup. Look at that. There's this guy. There's so many names. I don't know all of them, huh?
They're all foreign
Yeah, yeah. So
European bodybuilders.
Qu Quinton is Canadian. Is it Quinton area? No.
Yeah, that's him.
So he's Canadian. Wow.
Yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah.
He has a new fan. There's Roman Fritz, Mark Hector, the guy that plays third.
Right, guys. So the top three is going there.
Yeah. Urs. Uh, wow, huge lineup of guys, huh? It's not going to be an easy
There's
win.
going to be a lot of guys on that
I
stage.
mean, we don't have time to see all these bodybuilders, but I'm sure that there's going to be there could be a shock,
Well, we'll cover that show too on our show
Yeah, yeah.
once it happens.
Then there's men's 2-on-2, obviously a smaller lineup. Men's classic physique. It's amazing that bodybuilding, there's more than classic physique,
I know, like that's just like one of the first times you see it.
you know. Even men's physique it's down compared to now there's this guy in men's physique, Dimitro Horowitz. I'm gonna mention him. He conquered the Elite Pro, or let's say he conquered the IFBB from the other side of Rafael. The guy's physique, I mean, I don't know how he didn't start doing films yet. This guy, really nice kid. Um, uh, Look at that physique.
Hey, listen,
Crap, this
some of
stupid.
these men's physique guys
Yeah,
have such spectacular upper bodies that
yeah.
you just wish that they would go into classic.
I can't see this guy winning the show, huh?
He's listen, I mean,
His up,
I some of these men's physique guys have some of the best upper bodies in the
this
world.
guy, I know him. I mean, I spoke to him many times. I even helped him. Once he needed some reference letters and stuff, and he is, you know, it's just incredible. His definition when you see him in real life, it's unbelievable. That for me, that's a true men's physique, not huge, he has amazing, his back development is just it's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, if he had, let's just pretend he had legs that match that upper
Oh
body,
God,
you'd
classic.
see him he'd be a great classic physique bodybuilder.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
he'd be up there.
And the guy, good looking guy. I mean, this guy and he has good leg development. Now he's building his legs. He wasn't like that before. I He didn't have that. Look at his calves.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
no. I mean,
I
the guy's a phenomenon. There's
I
no doubt
won't
about it.
I won't be surprised if he moves up to classic one day.
Well, that's the interesting thing about all these classes now, that it gives opportunities for people to move through to the
So
next class, the next division.
it's going to be interesting in Germany.
Speaking of classic physique, I'll just real quick mention.
Yeah.
Yesterday, actually, I was training in the gym and I saw my good friend Danny Hester was at the
Oh,
gym,
yeah.
and Danny Hester was the first ever Mr. Classic Physique
Yeah.
winner. I
Yeah.
think that was about 2015 or 16. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And Danny's he must be in his mid 50s at least. And I could tell you, he's still shredded to the bone. He's always tan. I don't know how this guy stays so
Yeah.
tan.
He's like one of those, California guys.
He's just shredded to the bone. I mean, and had a little conversation with him yesterday, but I just figured I'd throw it out there because Danny is Danny's one of the best posers in the sport. He was one of the most popular guys at Gold's Gym Venice.
Yeah.
Tons of magazine covers.
Of course.
Trained a lot of celebrities.
And that is a classic physique. You can't deny it.
Oh yeah, he really had, and now he's just a much smaller version of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just amazing how well he's kept himself into his field,
Of
and he
course.
doesn't even try that hard, to be honest. I had
I,
to I had to talk him into training yesterday.
yeah.
He came into the gym and he goes, "I forgot my phone." And I said, so what does that mean? He goes, well, what am I going to do in between sets? He goes, I'll have nothing to do. I go, Danny, get your butt in there and train. So I convinced him to
Look,
train.
look how way back. This is between I think 1993 or whatever he said.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he was big in the 80s.
Milos
That's
had
how
his
far,
best, or you have Charles Glass.
look at how young everybody was.
He's looking buff as well, and he
Well,
was like,
back then he was still in great shape.
yeah, yeah, amazing,
But
huh? That is
yeah,
fun.
just figured I'd throw that out there as
Yeah,
as
look
my
at him.
little.
He's
So yeah, I got to
know,
speak to Danny yesterday, and I haven't seen him in a while, and he's a really great
he's
guy,
a
Danny.
great ambassador for the sport, and I think they should use people like this, you know, get them out there. But look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, and he used to
23
compete.
years old.
He
Yeah,
competed in bodybuilding, so there was no classic when he was competing.
yeah,
He had a classic physique, but
yeah,
he was winning shows as a bodybuilder.
yeah. 23 years old there. So no, well done to him, he's a great, ambassador. He still trains at Gold's, right? Or he comes out of Gold's
No,
gym.
he's in Vegas.
And
He's in
now he's
Vegas
in
now.
Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, he trains all over Vegas. So I see him every once in a while. I see him at the Dragon's Lair. So he came in yesterday. I was like, "Oh, Danny, what's up, man?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
that was just a little quick aside. I figured I'd throw out there.
as well, just checking our notes here, we have to speak about our friend Keon.
We definitely need to mention Keon in this little.
Yeah. He's
Keon made a big announcement. A
he's
big
going to
announcement
he's doing the Prague show.
in the open class.
Yeah. That's gonna be um that's gonna be a big test for him. Let me tell you why. Because you're gonna have guys like Crizio there. Crizio's coming back from his injury. He's been training really hard.
I just saw what he looks like too, and he looks well. He always does, but he looks freaky.
Yeah, Mike Crizio. Oh, Crizio always looks freaky. Um, so
But do you think that Keon, because it's interesting that he made that announcement just after Urs won. Do you think Keon was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this too.
yeah, I mean, he's putting in the work, huh? So
Crizio I mean,
I know
if
him.
if
Yes.
somebody could teach him to pose properly, but
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah. Yeah.
getting into condition for shows and being a monster, he is
Yeah.
truly a monster.
No, no, he's a beast. I know. I mean, I've been around him a lot when he was competing with with the Elite or IFBB Pro back then. Real humble guy, and I
Oh,
mean,
there it is. 7 weeks out, right there at the top on the left.
yeah, this one,
Go
right?
higher up.
Yeah, yeah. That's seven
Right
weeks out.
there.
Yeah, the one
Seven
where
weeks out.
the one where he's doing the hacks, he was working on his legs. That's 7 hours ago. He put
But
that
look,
up.
look at him. I mean,
No,
he's
he's
a,
getting there.
I mean, his waist is tight.
Yeah.
He's striated. That's 7 weeks out. He's a dangerous man.
Yeah, I mean, Keon next to him. I mean, Keon's fantastic, all right, but I mean, we all say that pound for
I have to still say that
you
Keon is
know,
going to probably beat
pound for
him.
pound, he's still the best bodybuilder in the world.
I don't see Keon losing that
No.
show to anyone.
I mean, you know,
But it'll be interesting because say Keon goes into the show and wins it, and then the next year does he do 212 and open? Can he do that?
I don't know if they let you. That's the thing.
That'd be an interesting thing because I have no doubt. I mean, I'd pretty much bet my life savings that he's going to be 3 times Mr. Olympia this year in the 212 class.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting to see him, go and win an open show, and then what do you
Yeah.
do?
I mean, Prague, I wouldn't be surprised if Earth gets into that one, It's in Europe, so you have, you know, Keon, you have Crizio, maybe not maybe, I think they'll make him compete in it. Rubel, because you have to remember this. Um Crizio and Rubel are sponsored by EVLS as well, the
Yeah.
promoters of the show, which is you know, a bit funny, you know. But the judges shouldn't, care about those things anyways. But it's going to be an interesting show with Keone there. It's like that show is where they launch, Bumstead was there and now Keone's doing it, and Urs might go into it being a two-time, winner in the pro league already,
You never
so
know. I mean, the Prague show usually draws a pretty decent crowd,
huge.
especially because people want to get those early qualifications.
Yeah, and they get a huge, it's a big event. It's a huge event, and Keon has to be careful that he doesn't put too much muscle on her weight,
He
because
won't. No, Keon's smarter than that. He won't do that. He'll look to just refine what he has at the Olympia,
yeah,
and he knows, and I'm sure enough people have spoken to him about it, like with longevity in the sport, like Flex Wheeler and so on and so forth.
yeah,
You don't ruin those lines. It's those lines that you have that he has that
yeah.
make him so ridiculously outstanding. And I don't think that he's going to be one to be like, oh, well, now let me gain 15 pounds. He's not going to do it. I don't believe he would do it.
And if he does lose or come second or third, he shouldn't, you know, just give up because he's moving up to a division that there are mass monsters, much bigger than him, taller than him, wider than, you know what I mean? So it's the judges, and they have to pick the best physique that was on stage, So
Well, we'll see what happens. First, I mean, we have the Germany show coming up. We have the Olympia coming up, and then we'll
yeah,
worry about that one. But,
yeah,
I'm glad to hear that Keon's going to
yeah,
dip his toes into the open class. A lot of people are going to be very excited about seeing
yeah.
that.
That's gonna be they're gonna sell a lot of tickets for that show for sure, But I mean, and the thing is, he's going to be coming off the Olympia, and Crisio is just aiming for that show. So, guys have different mindsets, So it's going to be interesting, Well, that's it for Germany. Keon, David,
Do you
George
want to
wants.
mention real quick about
Yeah,
the I don't know if you want to call it controversy or whatever, but what's going on about some people believing that you shouldn't automatically requalify for the Olympia
yeah.
if you
I
win?
had mentioned it to you.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me.
Matt from Muscle Discord brought it up this week saying, should the winner have to requalify? Now, this is nothing new. When I had my website, I've been talking about this for 12, 13 years, and it's not something, exclusive or, not that something that people don't talk about. But listen, in other sports, if you win, if Spain wins the World Cup or Germany wins the World Cup, Argentina just won the World Cup 2 years ago, right? 3 years ago. They start rock bottom like everybody else in the group stages, the 4 years
almost in
later.
every sport,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Now, bodybuilding, the Olympia winner is lifetime qualified. Now, imagine how the circuit would be if, Samson had to requalify, you know, um, this year. Or back then Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman. It would put them on the same level as everybody else. Like you have to get your hands dirty to qualify like we do. I mean, like imagine Quentin qualifies, he's gonna be burnt out. That's the thing, you know. So it's like it's not the same playing field. That's what I think people are talking about. Like all right, Samson's been touring the world. He competed at the Arnold at the beginning of the year. He placed second. And then you get a guy like Quentin that's been busting his butt all year. And then when he finally qualifies, the Olympia is like around the corner. So he can't really improve his physique. Maybe he can cut down a bit or, you know, get it a bit more definition or something like that. But I don't know. It would be interesting. Even if I don't know if they tried it for 1 year or 2 years, to see what happens, I don't know. I'm just curious, how would it work? What do you think?
Well, listen, this is, everybody's going to have a different opinion
Yeah.
about it. My opinion is that you can't really compare bodybuilding to other team sports,
Yeah.
because it's not like you can, like you said, a World Cup winner or an NFL Super Bowl winner. They can't just requalify. What are they going to just not play the next season? That's part,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they just go to the Super Bowl without even playing a game. That's different. I kind of feel like part of the
I'm
um
going to stop you there. What they used to do in football, soccer, who wins the World Cup doesn't have to do the qualification thing. They go in, right? They're into the group stages already. And
oh
even the hosting team used to not have to, you know, go through a lot of stuff, and they just changed it. Everybody has to start at the beginning, so
yeah, okay, well, but I've been basically talking about American sports,
yeah.
basketball, baseball, football, whatever, you play the season and you have to, but it's a team sport, things change a
Yeah.
lot more. I just think that part of the honor, to me anyway, the honor of winning Mr. Olympia, that's part of the title that you don't have to qualify again for the next year. That's
Should
like,
it
I think,
be should it be lifetime?
I don't know. Well,
So
aren't they
so
supposed to change it to like if you don't compete in
for
5 years or
5 years. Yeah,
something?
but what if it's like this? You win, so you qualify for the next year. All right, you're in, and you play second, right? Why should you be allowed to qualify for the next year? That year you play second. All right, no, the top three qualify, right? That's how it is.
Top
Imagine
three
they play.
qualify.
Imagine you place fourth, and they say, "Listen, you lost your title and you place fourth. Next year you have to qualify again." That would make sense.
That I could see a little bit more that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
if you actually went back into the Olympia and you placed out of the top three, that you then have to requalify
yeah.
again.
That would make
That's
sense.
something that I could see. That would be fair because it just goes to show like, you dropped many placings, so maybe
Yeah,
you're not worthy still of
yeah.
so yeah, I could see that a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't just say that you just have to qualify again every year. I say if you go into the Olympia and you don't get top three, then maybe you would
Yeah.
have to requalify.
That that that
I
that
could see that.
yeah, that makes more sense. I just thought about it now. That makes much more sense.
That does make a lot more sense,
Yeah,
and I think that that would be a viable and a fair way to
yeah.
present it. But that can happen because if you look, every few years it seems that the qualifications change. Like now they're changing.
Like I mean, if it was with the points, Quinton would have got in this year.
Correct. Quentin would be in this year. I almost feel like Quentin deserves a special invite because of so many second places.
I don't
So
even
I mean,
know.
like,
I don't even know if they're going to do it this year. Did they do a special invite last year? I don't
I
think.
don't think so. I think
No,
you have to. I don't know if you have to apply for it. I don't know,
I
but
think.
anyway, yeah, just to that thing. But it's going to always be one of those things people are going to argue about, and they'll be like, "Oh, I believe this." Other people. That's what makes it interesting. People have different opinions, but I like what you said there. I think that's a good compromise. That if you don't place within the top three, since that's the qualification for the following
You
year,
have to
then
qualify.
you lose your qualification. You have to start competing again.
Yeah.
That would be, I think, a good way of compromising the two things. So yeah, that's
I
a good
think
one.
I think that that would be interesting. Yeah. I am sure. I mean, lifetime qualified. Jay Cutler's lifetime qualified. Do you ever see him coming back or Phil
And
Heath?
Samir is qualified. I
Yeah,
mean,
Samir's, lifetime qualified. All right, I mean, if you're winning each year, you're Ronnie Coleman, you're winning, 8 Olympias. So you qualified automatically because you won. But then you get a year where you fall to fifth. Listen, either qualify next year for next year, or, maybe you think your time is up. You know what I
and
mean?
it's good because it's rare that you drop. It doesn't happen very often that you drop out of the top three. Usually, when a Mr. Olympia loses a title, they usually drop to second.
Yeah.
But I guess we saw it with Derek. I think Derek dropped to third after he
Yeah.
won. But so it would be something. But if you drop out of the top three, which doesn't happen often, like I think it happened. I remember Samir when he won in '83. I
Yeah.
think in '84 he dropped to like seventh or eighth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it
I mean,
happens, but it's very rare.
we're saying this thing and poor Brandon Curry, he places fourth, fifth, and he'll probably say, crap, I won the Olympia. I'm always placing out of the top three, for now. I mean, but I would love to see Brandon on the circuit at least do one show or two, because you need guys like that. They add a lot to the show,
And
so
Brandon is still fully capable of winning plenty of pro shows.
no,
So
of course he can, you know, Brandon's been it's been a bit, not he's one of the guys that, not too many people talk about him because he's really quiet, you know. Uh
Yeah, everybody forget if you ask people who do you think is going to be in the top six, almost everybody forgets to mention Brandon,
yeah.
and yet he's been in the top six for
I mean, this is
all the years.
5 days ago, you know. He's looking no, he's always in condition, you know.
He always manages to bring a physique that's worthy of that top five, and
I
he
mean,
he's always dangerous.
yeah.
His legs look good too.
Yeah, this is 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so you could see the man's in shape,
No, the guy's in shape.
and he's not a kid anymore.
No, no. Fantastic biceps,
I mean, could you imagine if this guy decided to do the Masters Olympia, nobody'd touch him?
Oh no, he could have walked away with it, not even going there. Brandon's coming. Let's go home.
Yeah, like that'd just be, and he is, yet he is of age to do the Masters Olympia.
Yes, yes, yes. He's
But when you have a
fantastic.
physique like that,
Yeah. Look,
his
man.
legs look, his
When he
legs look,
dresses, when he has clothes on, he looks like he has no legs. He's always been like that. Then all of a sudden,
you're like,
look,
whoa, he's got legs.
yeah, he's got it. And he's improved in the front. People used to say he was lacking looking at him from the front.
And you know what? His legs are better. And the thing is that usually when the guys get older, the first thing to go is their legs.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
with Brandon, because those legs look actually bigger than I think I've ever seen them.
Not they're more defined. They've always been big. They weren't really the front didn't have the definition. Look at the side.
And he's got striated glutes already.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Upper body, nobody can touch him.
so this he's very easily could be first call out again and sneak
Yeah,
into
no,
that
you know,
sixth, fifth, fourth place.
yeah. You have to give him his respect, huh? So
He's Mr. I mean, I personally think he should have been Mr. Olympia twice, but
yeah.
he does hold he held the title, which means that he's one of the few people in the world that holds the Mr. Olympia
He held
title.
the title during, unfortunately during the pandemic, and he still promoted it. Like I said, my favorite moment is when he took the title to the kids' football camp and explaining them what the Olympia title is, what you have to go through to win it, regardless what sport. So I really like Brandon. I think he's a
He's good
really
for the
humble,
sport.
yeah,
He's good for the
humble
sport.
guy, family man.
And a
Uh,
beautiful physique. A
yeah,
beautiful
you
you
know,
can't you can't fault him. I mean, yes, you're gonna pick apart certain things on him, but in terms of a just having a very classically built
yeah,
type of physique,
yeah.
a lot of people would like to look like Brandon Curry.
Listen, the judges, you never know what they want to look for. They might say, listen, he brought it this year. Listen, Dexter, from winning, he went back down and then he was challenging Phil Heath a couple of
Yeah,
times. Remember? So,
yeah.
you
He's
know,
Brandon is dangerous. Nobody can,
you
but
know,
people forget him.
from a guy that, always was a bottom feeder, like, for a number of years, because he's not a young guy. All of a sudden, he started, remember, we went through his stuff.
Yeah.
He started placing, getting up there, and, finally he won. So, ask Merlin,
Well,
where is he?
there he is. He's
There he
waving.
is.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So you have
Always tries to steal my thunder.
yeah. So you have a question today?
Yeah, let's look on my phone here real quick because I want to make sure I'm accurate.
Get all the viewers. Don't forget to send in your questions, to Eric, either on his social media or on mine,
Yeah, somebody sent this to me. It looks like on Instagram. All right, so he said to me, "Hey, Coach Merlin, thank you so much for all the advice that you give. I've been following your content for a long time. I have a question about biceps." He said, "My biceps measure a little over 18 inches, so I'm very happy with their size, but I'm not happy with their shape. My biceps are long, but kind of flat. Are there any what magic exercises did guys like Robbie Robinson, Al Beckles, and Ronnie Coleman use to get peaked biceps?" Now, that's kind of a funny question. Magic
genetics.
exercises.
Yeah. Yeah.
For any of the guys out there who are younger and you don't know Robbie Robinson or Al Beckles, go look him up and you'll know what peak biceps look like.
Mm. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
maybe you can even bring up a picture of
Robbie.
because there's different kinds of you can look at somebody like whom can I think of like a Kevin Levrone who
Yeah,
had gigantic arms, of course, but when
yeah.
he do a front double bicep, his biceps were kind of long
There's your
and
peak.
flat. But here you could see like Robbie Robinson,
Yeah,
his bicep is severely peaked at the top.
look at that. Yeah,
And bring up how about Al Beckles? Al Beckles had crazy um,
yeah.
peak to his biceps. Let's see if you can find a really good
That's,
picture of his biceps peaked.
I'm trying to find a
Yeah,
decent.
it says yeah, because there's like ones that are like insane looking, like they're
Back
so
then, they
peaked.
weren't really high res. Look at that. No, this is AI. That's
How
AI.
about that black and white one?
This one? This is the one. Yeah,
Yeah, like look, I mean, look that's just peaked at the top. I mean, it's just
yeah,
crazy how high up that thing goes,
yeah,
and very, very few people
yeah.
have
I
that
mean,
look.
you can train and improve your biceps, but that's something. That's just
So, right. So let me answer the question, in the
genetics.
fairest way I
Yeah,
possibly can. That is genetics. Okay. So, all of your muscles are created with a genetic roadmap that you cannot change. Some people have peaked biceps, some flatter biceps, some people have, really out of thigh sweep. Some people don't have more of a teardrop. Those are the things that we can't really control. But what we can control is trying to develop the muscle to its fullest potential. Now, as far as magic exercises, there are no magic exercises that create, or there's no magic exercises, I should say, that will change the shape of the actual biceps.
yeah,
Speaking about biceps specifically, there is a muscle that lies underneath the biceps called the brachialis. The brachialis is like kind of like a knot of muscle that sits underneath the biceps. And if you can really, really develop that muscle fully, in a sense, it'll help to push the bicep up higher. So you figure if this is the bicep and here's the brachialis, the
yeah,
more this is developed, it'll push the bicep a little bit higher. And it won't do it in the short term, but in the long term, I've had
yeah,
clients who had flatter looking biceps, and I worked really, really hard on their brachialis muscle in their bicep workouts. And it really, really did create the illusion of a greater peak. So it does work. Now, what exercises will greatly affect the brachialis? So, first of all, any bicep movement where the elbows are held away from the body, preacher curls, concentration curls, lying overhead cable curls, or even seated overhead cable curls. So when the elbows come away from the body, it creates some sort of like a little bit of a slack in the biceps, and the brachialis then becomes more of a prime mover along with the biceps in curling a weight. So that will help to develop the brachialis. Also, movements where the hands are facing each other, like in a hammer curl, or completely downward, like in the pronated position, like a reverse curl. Hammer curls and reverse curls will actually also make the brachialis work harder when you're, flexing at the forearm. So that by doing those
Is
movements,
this good to show?
yeah, that's good to show. So if you could see that says the brachialis lies deep,
Yeah,
and it lies deep to the bicep, so it's underneath the bicep, and then the bicep, the superficial, is what you really see
yeah,
on top. And so if you develop that brachialis, you're going to help to push the biceps up higher and create the illusion as if you've created more peak in the biceps. The bicep is still the same shape. You're not changing the bicep shape, but you're helping to push it up a little bit higher. So the exercises you want to focus on are exercises such as spider curls, preacher curls, concentration curls, um, overhead cable curls where the elbows are up near the ears. Those movements will greatly affect the brachialis, as well as any type of hammer curl, which can be done with dumbbells. It could be done with a cable.
Yeah.
It could be done, on a preacher bench. It could be done concentration style. And that way you'll even be creating a double hit on the brachialis because not only will you be curling in the hammer style, which will help to affect the brachialis, but also the elbow away from the body a little bit. So those are some of my favorite movements. So
Yeah.
again, to repeat, you can't actually change the genetic map of the muscle,
Yeah.
but you can train in an intelligent way. This is specifically talking about the biceps. I have some other things to say about other muscle groups, which maybe we'll go into in a future show where they're a little bit more complex. But with the biceps, if you can bring up the brachialis and thicken up that brachialis, you will create the illusion of a greater bicep peak. So that's what you want to focus on. So I think that was a great question because a lot of people, they used to see, like even, back in the day, people would say, oh, concentration curls builds greater bicep peak,
Yeah.
but they don't really know why. They think that they're changing the shape of the muscle or, somehow working the top of the muscle, the top, so it's pushing it. That's not what's happening. You're working the brachialis and you're helping to create better peak.
Mine was always long, like I never had a peak. It starts from exactly from the elbow, like and it goes all the way up. There was never that peak. It was just fuller, Then you get the guys, they have that big gap, and then you get the
Yes.
peak, you know.
That's why you'll even see sometimes a guy will have a long bicep muscle and then they tear their bicep
Yeah,
and the bicep becomes shorter, but
yeah,
actually gets more peaked
yeah, yeah,
because the bicep actually shortens up
yeah,
and then it's more of a ends up at more peak looking. But you look at guys like even Sergio Oliva Jr., Sergio Oliva, Kevin Levrone, huge, monstrous arms, but more flat football shaped
even even
biceps.
even Serge Olivia, he didn't have well, he.
Well, he had massive arms, but they weren't
But look
super
where they
peaked.
look where they start from.
Very long.
You see?
They go right from the elbow into the armpit. Like
Yeah,
that's, Arnold, if you look at Arnold, they're a little bit shorter
a little
and
bit.
had a little bit more
Yeah,
of a peak to his
yeah.
biceps.
Look at that. You see?
Very long, correct.
Yeah.
And that's like Kevin Levrone as well. He
Kevin.
had very, very long, flat biceps,
Yeah,
monstrous arms.
yeah,
But compared to a guy like Ronnie Coleman,
yeah,
you
yeah.
could see there's some separation between the elbow and the biceps, and his arms were massive, but there was more of that peak look. And that is all genetic, my friend.
And
So we can change
yeah,
our genetics. We can train in smart, intelligent ways to help to shape the body the way we want to.
I
So,
mean, obviously, people try to take shortcuts, with doing stupid things. And
yeah, people will use products such as synthol
yeah, and
and
listen,
things.
I mean, he'll probably say it himself. Milos always had a bit of his arms were, even though he had a fantastic,
But his arms were a weak point for him.
and he experimented and almost killed him.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
and it
it's
ruined
not a
his
good
career.
look.
Yeah, and it ruined his career. So,
Yeah, I mean, not only is it dangerous, but also things like synthol, which
yeah,
you can actually have the oil sitting on top of the
yeah,
muscle.
yeah,
It gives the muscle a fake look, a soft
yeah.
look, and
So
it doesn't look good, so it's not a good
it's
way to do
it's
things.
not worth taking shortcuts. I mean, it is what
Absolutely
it
not.
is. That's what God gave you. I mean, look at Earth. He doesn't have the greatest arms, and he still won a show. Dorian Yates had horrible arms. I mean, and then he had
Compared to the rest of his body, yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. From the
everybody
front,
had.
they looked horrible. When he turned around, they looked better from the back. But uh, not everybody has a weakness, and some unfortunately, bodybuilding, the biceps are what really people want. Lots of the guys that go to the gym want to wear that t-shirt and have those, you
Well,
know,
when somebody says to you, flex a muscle, you don't pull out a calf.
no,
You roll
no,
up your sleeve and you flex your
yeah,
bicep. That's just
yeah.
the way it
And
is.
that's the first thing you notice, like Rolly Winkler. He used to have like a small chest, but when he wore a t-shirt, you saw those arms. Or like, Victor Martinez, the same, they look fan. That's the first thing you see. It's the arm development. And some guys are just happy to have huge arms, and
Well, because if when your arm is hanging down to the side, you can't tell whether a bicep is peaked or not. But
yeah,
if it's just hanging down,
yeah,
a massive arm is a massive arm. If
yeah,
you flex the bicep, then you actually see the shape of the bicep.
yeah,
Or even you could even see it like on a side chest, how that, a more peaked bicep looks
yeah,
compared to a flatter bicep. But, you know, you can have humongous arms. Well, first, listen, 2/3 of the arm's mass is really in the triceps.
Yeah,
So
the
really,
tricep.
having massive triceps is the key to having massive arms because there have been plenty of guys out there with gigantic triceps who don't have the greatest biceps, but their
Exactly.
arms
You just
still
see
look
that
huge.
little when they flex, you see that little just that little bicep, you know?
Yeah, and yet there's a hanging
Yeah,
tricep underneath, and if
yeah.
that arm is just hanging down to the side,
Was Vince Taylor like that? Or am I
no,
mistaken?
Vince had crazy biceps.
Yeah,
No,
Vince.
Vince had both. He
Yeah.
had crazy biceps.
I forget who had those freakish triceps, you know.
Well, Kevin Levrone had freakish
Yeah,
triceps.
yeah,
Rolly Winkler, freakish
yeah,
triceps.
Rolly. I mean,
Freakish triceps,
I saw him, you know, I took photos with him. The guy's just he's not real, you know, when he was at his best, you know, Big Ramy, you know, they're all like when you see them up close, those arms, you know, me Grizio is just
yeah.
forget it,
Well,
you know.
Lee Priest, arms,
Deep Priest,
nuts,
you know, yeah, yeah.
crazy, crazy. Oh, you know who else had great? I was trying to think of him. Darian Charles. Remember him? He had great
Yeah,
bicep
of
peaks.
course, you know,
Tremendous bicep
yeah,
peaks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very similar to like an Albert Beckles, but he had also those shorter
Yeah,
peaked
yeah,
biceps, which
yeah. And he was a smaller bodybuilder, but he used to really compete in the open class back then.
oh, he was up in the top five of so
Yeah,
many. He won a lot of pro shows.
yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but look at that shot. Look at his bicep right there in that shot.
Look
You
at
see
that.
that peak?
Wow.
That is something that you could not create.
No, no, that's
That
something.
is genetically
Yeah.
gifted.
Look at that. Look at that.
If you like the peak, he's got that crazy peak, and you can literally see now the biceps is a two-headed muscle,
Yeah, the
and you
split.
can see the
Yeah,
split in
yeah,
between the inner head and the outer head.
yeah, yeah. A lot of guys,
That's what's really impressive about
yeah,
that peak.
a lot of guys have that. Look at that. There you go.
Yeah, that peak is just
Styrated.
crazy, crazy peak.
Yeah. You know, then he went to classic, remember? When he got a bit
Yep.
older, he moved to
Well, he got
classic.
older and he went to classic because he did have a very classically built physique
Yeah,
too
yeah.
in his days of
Look at him. Look at him
competing.
standing next to Ronnie Coleman. Look at him here.
He had a he had an amazing physique. He was
Yeah,
also one of the most conditioned athletes.
yeah, yeah,
He just he didn't have the size, but he won his share of pro shows and he battled some shows with Flex Wheeler and Lee
of course.
Priest and those guys.
Yeah. He wasn't somebody that you just brush aside, you know.
No, he was dangerous in every show he did.
Dennis James. I mean, Dennis wasn't small. He's still you know, all right. Dennis had the, you know, the size game, you know, he would win, but
Yeah, well, he didn't win. He didn't win. He won shows on condition,
yeah,
and his presentation was also some of the best.
yeah. Great
But
bodybuilder. Great
but
bodybuilder.
anyway, I'll give myself a little bit of a plug here and say if anybody else, I'm like a master at creating different angles for muscles,
Yeah, of course.
and creating exercises that will hit different motor unit pools so that you get full development out of muscle. So if anybody ever wants to hire me as their online coach, I still have some spots available. You can email me at bodyeffects2@aol.com. You can get me on Instagram. And I work with people all over the world developing their training programs, their diets, men, women, every division, whether it's or just anybody who just wants to look better. So,
Or, you know, they can even send me a message on Instagram, you know, the Muscle News or the Muscle News 70, the Muscle News, um, or at the muscle news at gmail.com, and I'll pass you on to Eric. It's not a
yeah, in fact, if you send Kevin or myself a DM or message or whatever, and you mention the muscle news, I'll say it here right now. I just came up with this. I'll give you 10% off.
There you go.
So there's a little plug. But anyway, so I hope that answered that question for
Yeah.
biceps.
Oh,
I think it was a good question,
that's a good
and
question.
it's a good question because a lot of people don't know that, and it enlightens them. So get to work on those hammer curls, and I make sure that in every workout of mine, in my own, I always include some type of a hammer curl because I always want to make sure that brachialis is, and also from if you're a bodybuilder, who competes, when you do a back double bicep, you can actually see the definite, you can see the brachialis. It's like a
Yeah.
little ball of muscle. So you want to have that developed because it gives the arm a much deeper, better appearance, like you're way more developed. So definitely work on those hammer curls.
Yeah. great question. And obviously, Eric can go a whole 2 hours explaining things, I mean,
Yeah, well, I like answering those, those questions for people because I've always tried very hard to be a resource for people out there who are just, getting into bodybuilding, or they've been and they're not getting out of it what they want. And
yeah,
that's what I'm around for, that I want people
exactly.
to reach their goals, That's
Exactly. Well, I guess that's it for today, Eric.
I think that's it for today.
Uh,
Yep.
I'm gonna be going off tomorrow morning, actually, to the IFBB World Cup in Madrid, Spain. It's gonna be an interesting show.
Sure, we'll hear
Um,
about that when you
yeah, I'll be
return.
there, share some videos and stuff. I finally get to meet some friends that I haven't seen in a while. Rafael, all the executives, the athletes, some guys I know that are coming there. So it's gonna be fun, I have till Monday, so it's a long event. And then obviously the Olympia's coming up. I plan on doing a live stream while it's going on, and you should be going, Eric, right?
Yep, I will be at the Olympia. I will see if there's some things that I can do while I'm there, at least
Yeah.
to share some video and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. So
But
we'll have you on the ground there, and I'll be doing the live feed. Obviously, I cannot show the footage, maybe some screenshots here and there. I mean, it's pay-per-view, so you have to, respect, you know, uh,
of course.
the brand, and you can't really sharing the footage is, really killing the event. So and you get kicked out of YouTube anyway, so it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
I'm also hoping that before the Olympia, there's a couple of people who will be in the Olympia that I'd like to see if we can get on the show, which I'm going to
Yeah,
try.
yeah,
I'm going to ask
there's
about,
some,
but
yeah,
we'll wait until we have some people locked down. But
yeah, there's some of the active athletes that we hope, that are going to be stepping on stage that we can hopefully get on the show. And I'm going to say it now, I'm still trying to contact Corey Everson. That's
you've really been trying to get her.
the
We do want to get girls on the show. I mean,
yeah.
we really do.
And every
Um,
time she posts something, I immediately write her a message, but I think it's going into the, other messages thing. And she'll probably one fine day get curious, go into it and see what the hell's going on here.
and she'll be like, "Oh my gosh,
I
this guy's
gotta,
been
I
contacting me."
got this guy stalking me. I
Hey, we
have
just
to,
love to give her some coverage because she's a legend.
yeah, I have to see who, maybe, there's those photographers, Bill Dobbins, I think he used to take a lot of, maybe I'll send him a
Sure.
message, or he can, because, a lot of the older athletes, they just put a photo on Instagram and they don't check anything else,
Yeah.
or people do it for them. So, it's
Linda
good.
Murray might be somebody good to get on the show too.
That, yeah.
I could reach out to her. She looks at some of my stuff.
Yeah. So there are I would like to hear it from their side, because they competed in an era that's totally different from today's look.
I would say with the women, it's even more dramatic than the men.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it,
And it's like it's nice to know what they think.
yes,
Do they see it as progress? Do they see it as too much? I mean, look, it's their body, they can do whatever they want to it. But then, you know, when you start looking a bit it starts to really look, not weird. I mean, extreme. I would love to know what they think about it. I mean,
yeah,
we have,
just to get their opinion and their thought process on, like you said, do you consider this natural progression,
yeah,
or do you think that it's gone too far,
yeah.
or
There's
just
like,
interesting to
I
see.
forget her name. There's that Russian bodybuilder, female bodybuilder. I don't know if you've ever seen her. She looks as big as Ronnie Coleman. I mean,
I know, I think I know which one you're talking about
yeah,
because there is some girl out there
huge,
who is monstrous.
huge, huge. I mean. But the thing is, then there'll be a female bodybuilding show, and there'll be like 8 athletes or 6 athletes. I can't understand.
There's only 5 girls going to Rising Phoenix, which used to be
Yeah.
a massive
Yeah,
show.
and you're getting a car, you get the prize money.
Not
Isn't that the
anymore.
one?
No,
No,
yeah, but they took it away, which is why they took away the car and the massive prize money, which is a lot of girls are upset about. So now, and the weird thing is that the Rising Phoenix, the top three get an invite to the Olympia.
yeah.
And from what I know right now, there's only 5 girls in it. So gonna give 3 Olympia spots away to 5. That's I don't know. They'll probably have to change something in that,
Let me
but
see. Let me see how many Miss Olympia, how many athletes there are for Miss Olympia. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13.
currently 13 that are qualified.
Some might pull out, you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Bodybuilding, there's 21. 212, there's 23. Men's classic physique,
120.
60. Still a
Wow.
lot.
But that's why they're making some changes
Yeah.
for next year because it's just too many.
Men's physique, 72, you know.
That's just too many.
Yeah. Women's fitness, 11, figure
Well, fitness is not as popular as it used to be.
figure 28, bikini. Well,
Bikini
bikini
wellness is probably
70,
huge.
bikini,
What about wellness? What about wellness? Curious about that while you're on there.
wellness. Wow, 35.
Huh, that's getting bigger.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
bikini, right? Oh, but isn't there that new class, women's
That's
really
next
tiny?
year. That's next year.
Oh, that's going to be for the next years? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't do it this year.
Okay.
Um, that is women's fit model or something.
Oh yeah, like fit model.
Yeah. See now the IFBB in Europe, the other IFBB, they have a different fit model. It's more aimed at women that don't really want to wear the bikini. And in the beginning, I was like, "What the hell is this? This is really crazy." But they come out with a one-piece bikini, right? They beautiful looking women. I mean, incredible. They come out with a one piece, and then they come out with a dress showing a lot of leg. It's more of a model,
Like
fit
a
model.
like
It's
a
a model fit.
beauty pageant
Yeah, but they
slash.
still have to be in shape, because when they
Of
wear the
course.
one piece, they have to show, they're still in shape. Then they do it in Europe. Guys sign up to it, especially in Japan and China. Men wearing pants and jackets, but they show their abs and it's
Yeah,
model.
they've done stuff like that before in other.
Yeah, it's
They've
model.
tried that kind of stuff.
Listen, if they get 100 competitors signing up for it, they're going to do it, Eric. You
It's a
know,
business.
they're going to do it. I mean, when I see them there, it's like, they come on stage. But they're there. So, you can't refuse it.
If they come up with a
Yeah.
division and people sign up for it,
Yeah. And
then it's
another
another
thing that they're
division.
doing in Europe as well, it's getting really popular. It's like fit games. You get a team representing the country, and they do like a number of bench press, sit-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, and they have to do it in a certain time, they're strict, and they get points as a team, doing these games, and it's becoming really popular,
Well, listen, I
more
mean, it's all different ways for people to be in
because
this industry.
you don't have to diet down. It's so extreme, but you still kind of get involved in a bodybuilding show. In fact, in the bigger events, like at the European Championships and stuff, they have a whole tent just for them. Either it's outside or inside, and it's like really intense. So
Well, it's kind of like what you used to see at the Arnold Classic. It was like a whole fit weekend, and there was
yeah, yeah,
martial arts and
yeah. But these
CrossFit and
guys
all these
get
different things.
yeah, these guys get gold medals, silver, bronze, like all the bodybuilders and stuff. Yeah, so for them, it's a team sport,
Hey, if
and
you're getting more people involved in fitness, health and
yeah.
fitness and exercise, then it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a business, and if they see a category that they think that will get in, I mean, in Europe as well, they have the children as well, but before people start saying stupid things, each event, wherever they go, the children, the parents have to go as well. Okay, they're not going to go with
I would hope so.
yeah, the parents go, and it's gymnastics, it's like the women's fitness. They do the show and stuff like that, but they do the show, they don't come out in bikinis or anything like that. There's the boys and the girls category, and it's become really popular. In fact, they have a world championships just for that, you
It
know
doesn't surprise me because,
you know
kids these days get involved in a lot
yeah.
more things.
And
And as long as the parents are involved and it's
yeah, no, the
taste,
parents and even when they introduce them, they'll be like gold medalists in gymnastics, and they come from these backgrounds, and it's mostly Russians, Slovakia,
yeah,
Poland.
you'll see that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So for them, uh, and then some of them they move on to becoming, either fitness competitors or bikini, they keep moving up then. And then, it's a progression, so listen, it's expanding. It's expanding and you know, uh it's not just bodybuilding anymore, so
Well, that's the natural progression. The natural progression is that there's more, but they just have to figure out ways to
yeah.
not make shows so long that
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
that's the thing. But
Anyways, that's it
anyway,
for
that's
for
it.
today. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I think that we covered a lot of good stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that it was a good show. Solid.
Yeah, so maybe next week we might have somebody else. We don't know. We have to see.
I am going to reach out to a couple people that I'd
Yeah.
love to have on. If not, then it'll be us
Yeah.
discussing
No,
some
no,
more.
me and you, talking about whatever comes up this week, So
All
that's
right.
it for now, and we'll see you next week.
And we appreciate everybody who watches
Yeah,
our videos,
of
and
course. We're
please
getting more
like
views.
them.
Really happy, you know.
Yep.
And maybe people notice I started a new thing. We leave the original video there, and then I cut up the main points and I republish them so people don't have to see the whole thing if they want to watch. I prefer it than timestamps. You have another video, it's focused on that. So and people are watching them, sharing it. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yep.
And
Well,
and like I've been watching, YouTube is changing the way they promote videos. The algorithm is changing. You don't have to have a page with 1 million followers for your video to get pushed. So, things are changing, so the
well,
smaller,
we're just trying to change with the times.
yeah, so we just pump out the material. Hopefully during the week, I'm going to start doing more stuff on my own and stuff. So, it's just that, work and things like that, things get hectic sometimes. So,
Well, we do the best that we can, but
yeah,
it's
that's
not
it.
our main gig.
No, no. If it was our main gig, we'd be on it, who knows what we'd be doing.
But we will be here every Wednesday
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
long time,
yep, yep,
bringing you guys good bodybuilding coverage. So
yeah. So see you next week, episode 16.
episode 16 is done, 17 next week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
we just
15,
finished 16
16.
right now.
Yeah, and then we're going on to 17.
All right.
See you guys.
All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.